Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Well, excited for a big old weekend, yeah. Palm Beach Summer Beer Fest. Blue Martini tonight in Boca. And I guess we got an update. We're just checking on the website, kvjshow.com, for Jaybird's Daring Summer. And we got to the amount we needed for $1,000 already for Little Smiles, which means the Naked Mile is going to be happening.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We're actually over by a lot. Some major donations came in today, so we're going to put those towards the next challenge, which will be announced next week.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get the Naked Mile under our belt first.
Yeah.
Even though you'll be wearing no belt.
I didn't think there was any way we were going to get it done by this weekend.
Done.
I'm like, that's not going to happen.
We actually raised $1,175, so we're over.
Nice.
Well, you know, we had discussed where we might have him run.
I'm not doing that at the beer fest. It's not happening. You guys can go fuck yourselves. It's not happening. Good luck trying to get this fat old ass out there running on Saturday. It's not gonna happen.
Do you have any suggestions for where you'd like to do it and when?
We can do it anytime after Saturday. Totally do it after Saturday, but I'm not doing it on Saturday.
Where would you like to do it?
I don't care. You guys can pick where you... But again, we're going to have to make sure that we're doing this right and that I'm not naked in front of anybody that can get us in trouble. That would be kind of a shitty thing. That's all. And for some reason, I think, you know, if we do an event like this, something just might go wrong. I don't know why I have that feeling.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Let's make sure we do it right, and let's make sure we don't do it at a drunk fest. And let's do it for the kid. Let's have a little respect here. Come on.
Have a little respect for the naked guy.
Yeah, I'll gladly do it, but I'd like to do it when I'm not drunk, or hungover from the night before. I'd like to be able to finish the mile, be able to do it right.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know if I trust mobs of people who are drunk when I'm naked. I don't know why. I feel a little uneasy about that.
Well, where could we go? It's outdoors, indoors. That's your two options. You got to go someplace where you can't get arrested. And the thought was out the back end of Beer Fest, if we get permission through the fairgrounds, you can go there. It's private property. It's outside. You could even run in a part where people can't see you from the road and all that stuff, and it'd be discreet. But yeah, you're right. The word would get around. It would leak, and people would come out and watch and all that kind of stuff. It's probably what would have happened.
Yeah, I'm not trying to puss out here. I'd like to do it right, and I'd also like to be able to do it when I feel somewhat good, to be able to finish the mile. Be all hungover, then I will be puking naked.
All right.
Is that what you guys want? If that's
No.
if you want to break it down to complete humiliation, let's fuck it.
Well, we
let's do
could
it
have done it to
Saturday.
start. I mean, we could have done it at the front end, not at the back end, before you start having cocktails. I mean, that could have been an option. So it felt good.
Whatever.
No,
I
I'm
don't
just saying.
care.
I'm
That's
like,
fine.
we got to just figure out where we want to do it. Now, you can't do it in any kind of parks. All that kind of stuff is public. It'd have to be private land.
Yes.
Yeah, I
that
thought
we
we
would
talked
get
about going
permission
back to
from.
the South Florida Fair when Beer Fest was over.
We could try. That could be something we could try to get permission. See, they'd have to open it specially for us to get in there, but that is a possibility. We do some stuff with South Florida Fair. So that is a definite option. If anybody's got any suggestions of a good location where Jaybird could do his Naked Mile for Little Smiles to get the $1,000, then you let us know. So, but it's happened. I'm really impressed that people were able to jump in on that money.
Yeah,
that'll
they
be
got
good.
it quick.
We'll do it. We can do it sometime next week. That'll give us something to talk about next week. We're gonna blow our load on Saturday. There's a lot going on Saturday.
There is a lot going on Saturday, no doubt about it. You're right. It's probably, if anything else, my biggest objection is, don't throw that in the midst of everything else that's going on. I'd hate for it. It needs to shine. It needs to be its own showcase.
It
Exactly.
does. We should have been able to talk about it in the days leading up.
Anytime things are last minute like this, it does not go well.
You're right. You're right.
So we got a week to put that together and then discuss what the next option is going to be. Probably the one that is going to be coming up is we talked about taking an airboat out into the Everglades and swimming all the way around the boat and coming back. And that to me is horrifying.
Is that when
Horrifying.
Is that one naked too?
No. You might want to cover up the giblets on that one.
All right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That'd have to be an additional $1,000 for Little Smiles for that one.
Okay, so that's your goal for that one.
Each one is $1,000. Each challenge is
Okay.
$1,000 to Little Smiles. So, and who knows? I mean, I thought maybe it would take the whole rest of the summer to get the $1,000 just for the Naked Mile. Damn, that happened fast.
It's not going to take any time at all. The people are jumping on this.
Okay, well then we
I've
got to
got-
make the challenges entertaining and good too.
We got donors lined up ready.
Yeah.
That's just it. We don't even have a course marked off at the thing. We got some work to do.
We do have some work to do, so any ideas you have, throw into the mix.
Or we could do it renegade style after Double D's.
Honestly, get a couple of drinks in me, and I'll probably be like, I'm doing this. I'm doing it now.
I'm doing it now.
Just get me drunk. Just get me drunk, and then I'll...
5 or 6 laps around the Double D's private
Saturday
property.
night, he's going to get drunk. I'm going to get drunk. I'll run it with him.
Okay, now humiliation in groups is a lot more easier to swallow.
That's probably what's realistically going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to end up all of you are naked running.
There's a lot of good areas right off of right back behind Double D's.
Excellent area.
Yeah, it's kind of more. It's a lot of weird places in South Florida where it's city country, if that makes sense.
You're
It does.
right, yeah.
Out west is very city country. Out in the acreage.
You're on a busy road, but yeah, you just go 100 yards off of that road, and it's like you're in the country.
Even
It's
Royal
weird.
Palm's like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got land.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I got land. I got land.
You're right. Everyone's got a big ass yard with,
Yep.
with sometimes animals.
It's land. It's
I think
just
it's
land.
I think it's like the offshoot back behind there is like a dirt road.
Oh, perfect.
Is
Yeah.
it expensive out in the acreage to own a house? Are those expensive houses?
No, I don't think so right now. I got a buddy of mine that just moved out there, bought a house. First time he's bought. He's been renting houses, and he bought at a pretty good price. And somebody's telling him that out there, I think is it called Acreage Groves? Is that the name of it? And they say that whole area is booming. Remember, we went out there for the opening of the Dunkin' Donuts where they had Jason Taylor?
I do.
Yes.
They're putting, is it Palm Beach State branch out there? And they're putting serious, like, big-ass roads. Like, you can tell they're getting ready. It's kind of like how Southwest Ranches grew up in Broward County, and that's like they think that Acreage Groves is going to be that for Palm Beach County where people are going west now in that whole area because they're like going, yeah, in like 10 years, your house is going to be like triple like what the value. So, yeah, that's what's going on.
You guys want to go in on a house out the acreage, a KVJ house?
KVJ house.
And when shit goes down in your
awesome,
personal
yeah.
life, you just go there for the weekend just to kind of cool out, man. How great would that be, though? Just to get away, if you know that it's there.
Yeah, if we had FU money.
It's
If you had FU money,
a pipe dream. I get it.
I have a buddy of mine used to play on professional. I'll go on and say he used to play on the Dallas Cowboys way back in the day when they were winning Super Bowls and they had Michael Irvin.
They were America's team.
Yes, and they had a team house called the White House that they had all pitched in on, and it was nothing but just.
Debauchery.
It was basically a fuck fest.
It was like a nice size mansion type house, and it was nothing but just. In fact, I think on Ballers they had something like it, and I think they took it from this legendary White House. That's where they got the concept from. Was from this real house, and you would go in there, and all these guys on the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys are hanging there, just doing drinks, drugs, chicks, whatever, all kinds of debauchery was going on.
Even people who are not into football know about those stories about that team. It's like
legendary.
It's like the '86 Mets. They were next level partiers.
Yeah, that'd just be, oh my gosh. That's how I imagine the KVJ house would be.
No, it would be,
No, it would.
If something goes down with you and the Queen, just go there for 24 hours just to kind of cool out.
Couple questions about recovery Samantha has from Beer Fest. What's each of your game plans? Is the Mexican Queen going to all the events? What about Panda? Kev, you going to try to head to church on Sunday?
You must, because you have to pray for all of us.
One of us has to have cleansed soul.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I'll be all right. All the other Beer Fest. In fact, last year at Beer Fest, I went the whole 9 hours. And, yeah, still was good. Trucked through it and, paced myself pretty well. Went to church the next day.
I was at that same event, and I did not recover as easy as you. I did not feel good until that next Thursday. I shit you not. I finally kind of got my equilibrium back around Thursday.
Took a little while, huh? It'll do that. You got to watch yourself.
Panda's coming to Double D's.
Oh, we have a ride, Kev.
To scoop me up, collect me, pour me into the car.
Okay.
And
You're welcome to
my
come.
ragtag group of me and Denny's.
Yes, you and Denny's are more than welcome to jump in that too. And you too, Kev. You and the Queen.
Yeah, I have to see what we're doing. We might be a good game plan. Yeah, just do that and not have to worry
Panda's
about
gonna
it.
be sober as a judge, so
It's the best when Kevin's got a bit of a buzz. Like, not a little buzz, but he's got a pretty good buzz. That's the best, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're the leader. The leader. If the leader's going, shit nuts, so do us.
If the leader's going down in flames, you have full permission to.
Yeah, you pour gasoline on that,
Yeah.
and then you drink the gasoline.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but yesterday I trimmed up the chest just in case I need it for the sexy mechanical bull riding competition on Saturday night at Double D's.
Okay, now you're going for it.
I was shirtless the last time I was on a mechanical bull, so you got to figure it's probably going to happen again.
Yeah, I do not look good naked right now. I don't. It's not good. A couple years ago, it's fine. Yeah, but right now, it does not look good.
It's not. No,
Nah.
it's all right. I think you're fine. Chicks still dig it.
They
Love whatever you got going on, man. They
Yeah.
don't care.
That's not true.
It's
No,
so
they do.
true.
It is so true. That's a beautiful thing about being
girls
you.
love it.
Whatever you got. Whatever you got, they love it, man.
It's your personality. Oh, I love his personality.
That's what you-
He's so goofy.
That's what you tell a man
fun.
with a bad body. They love your personality, dude.
Virginia, you're telling me that you got some family reunion drama that's going on.
I do. It's kind of weird. My aunt reached out to me and she was like, we're putting together this because it's her anniversary coming up Labor Day weekend. And she wanted to see if we could put together like a little mini family reunion for my mom. My mom's been wanting this for a while.
That's
where
nice.
we all come together.
You should totally do this.
I totally am. Even though I was supposed to be working that weekend, I had several things I was supposed to do. I'm not doing them, and I'm going to go to Texas to celebrate with my mom and the family.
Okay.
But one of my half-brothers is kind of being a turd.
I didn't even know you had a half. Did you know this? She had a half brother?
Yeah,
Yeah,
got two, right?
Yeah, two. My mom,
Shit, I don't know nothing about you.
Frank, and my mom have 2 kids.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Okay, I did
You
know
do
that.
that.
I
You
did
knew
know that. I
that.
thought you had a. Okay, I'm shutting the fuck up.
She's got them on both sides.
Yeah,
From
both
mom and from her
sides.
dad.
I
Yeah.
get
have
it
2
now.
half
I'm in it.
siblings on both sides. But one of them on my mom's side is just being like a turd. We've got him on the group message. He won't respond to anything. He lives there in town, but yet he won't commit to just coming by and just being a part
Yeah.
of this reunion or whatever. And he was kind of a turd. I traveled a lot to Texas over the past couple of years to get my mom in her bipolar program and on medication and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And he was a turd then when I was coming in there and I wanted him to be a part of stuff.
Wasn't
He was
real
just
helpful, yeah.
Not helpful at all. Just super difficult. Tons of attitude. And I'm just like, should I say anything or should I just do my own thing?
I think you should have at least 3 mimosas, and then I think you just give it to him. Yeah, vicious V his ass.
Yeah.
Every family has got one fuddy duddy. With any event you're putting on, there's always going to be one person that's like, oh, nothing's fun, or it's just how it goes.
He was the first to jump all over my mom's shit for having this mental illness and the first to complain about her bad behavior. Well, it wasn't her fault. She had a mental illness. We had to get her on medication. But he's vocally about all the wrong stuff she's doing. Now that she's on track, her mental health has never been better. She's taking her meds. She's doing what she's supposed to do. She's not making crazy decisions anymore. Now he's just being like a turd. I think a part of him liked it better when she was a hot mess because she was also a hot mess financially. She was spending all this money and she was talking about money that she was going to give him and help him and buy stuff for him, and all that's dried up now. And so I think a part of that is probably him just angry and bitter that he's not going to get those things.
He's mad that you guys fixed his mom.
Yeah, we fixed her. We
Yeah.
fixed her and made her more normal. But now you don't have anything to complain about, but yet you're not getting this free stuff she was going to buy you.
Some people too love chaos, even though they may not even. They love drama, and I'm talking about shit that is big time drama. They just like to see everything go up in flames. I don't know why people are like that, but some people are.
What's this cat like normally?
Things aren't working out for him. He's got a bunch of kids. He, didn't go to college. He struggles. His wife stays at home with the kids. They live in a trailer with her mom. So it's like
my
all
gosh.
these people together.
How many kids do you have?
I want to say like 4.
Oh my gosh.
What would you do
That's tough.
if you
That's a lot.
Yeah.
if you went to the reunion and you see this guy goes, "Hey, Virginia, come here for a second," and then he hits play, and he's playing back this entire conversation. She goes, "You didn't think I listened, did you, fucker?" What would you?
I actually would stand by everything I've said.
Yeah, Virginia
because
wouldn't back down.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't be a turd to my mom. Be nice. Like, you're on this group text with the family. I know it's your number. Everybody else is responding and talking about how they're going to make it happen. My sister's driving in from New Orleans. I'm flying in from Florida. We're all doing everything we can to make this happen and make it good for my mom. You live there locally. You don't have to go to any effort. You just drive across town to make it special for mom. But you're such a turd.
The way you got to look at it is, it sounds like there's a lot of people who are being positive and supportive, and that, you know, your mom's doing better. Don't let one person take away all that shine, because that's what people do. Negative people love to suck out the energy of good moments. By you even just giving him this much airtime and getting all mad, and I get why you're doing it, but shut it down. Fuck that guy. Go ahead and have a fun time. Don't give him any power.
I know, and I hear you, but here's the thing. My mom is going to say, and she'll verbalize it, "Oh, I wish Frankie was here."
Yeah. So
She'll say that.
it'll affect her mood, and that
will,
mood will affect the entire reunion you're having.
It won't be her complete family reunion she wants, with all the kids, all the grandkids.
When it comes to family stuff, and if somebody wants to be difficult, if they want to stay difficult, they're going to stay difficult. And you got to get to a place where you're either going to accept it or you're going to fight it. What do you want to do? What's going to be more peaceful in your life?
Accept it.
Yeah. Well, that's
what I've done so far. I haven't said anything. My sister is the one that actually reached out to him on Facebook on a different platform and said, "Hey, why aren't you responding?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I have to work. I don't even know what my schedule is like." So, I mean, it's so far out that you could say, okay, on this one day, I'm going to give it to my mom. I'm not going to go do any work projects. I'm just going to, it's a Saturday.
Well, you're going to cheer up your mom and be with your mom and your family now. You're just going to have to work a little extra harder to make her happy and make her cozy. And you'll do it. I got all the faith.
Yeah. You're doing your part. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You know, you can't control what other people do.
You can't
You're
control
right.
turds, man. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You really can't. It just sucks.
You can try to reach out, but if you reach out, you made an effort, and someone wants to be a turd, they're gonna be a turd, man.
I let my sister do it because she's more like nice.
Yeah, she is.
She's more like nice.
She is.
If I get involved, I'll end up calling him a turd, and then he won't come.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Although I saw your sister get mad before too, and it's pretty fucking scary.
Really?
Who'd she get mad at?
I can't say the story on the air.
Oh, why
but
not?
There's people. I gotta protect people. But I saw your sister get, Virginia style mad, maybe even more.
Wow.
And it was at your wedding, so.
Oh, I know what it was.
Yeah.
She was yelling at somebody for bad behavior.
Okay.
And it wasn't me, I swear.
No, it wasn't Jay Bird.
No, it was just somebody that was acting inappropriate, and I think your sister had a few as well. And I was front and center for it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm also kind of turned on. It was weird. It was a weird ride for me to be on.
I'm scared, but I'm horny. Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah. I got my own family reunion drama. Next weekend is my family reunion, my mom's side of the family. And they're meeting in Clemson, South Carolina.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah.
Jeez, that's coming quick.
You're going?
No. Here's part of the problem is I've gone to like 2 reunions since I've been with the Queen. One, they used to always have it up in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. That's kind of where
Beautiful.
That sounds
Yeah,
fun
it
to
is.
me.
It is. It's nice. Yeah, it is. And there's some things to do. You can go into Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and different places. And if you've ever been up in that area, yeah, it's fun. I remember as a kid going to the reunion every single year, and it was fun because there's a lot of like kind of like water parks and go-karts and that kind of stuff. It's basically like there's like 5 boomers on this stretch.
The weather is so nice,
It is.
too. Oh, the climate. You get up there a little bit higher, and there's
Yeah.
like no humidity. It's cooler. Oh, now's the time of the year to go.
Yeah, we went probably about 10 plus years ago, and when the twins were smaller, and my family is like, their idea of fun, they get up in the morning and they kind of trudge down to breakfast, and then they shuffle up to this house, and then they sit. And then they just kind of casually talk and then talk about what they're going to do for lunch. and my autistic cousin cuts tomatoes and has these big old tomato sandwiches for lunch. And then they talk about what they're going to have for dinner. And my wife loves to go. She likes this. She doesn't like sitting around.
Shit.
And it fucking drove her crazy.
Next time, I would love. That sounds so cozy to me. You're sitting around in the fucking country.
Jaybird loves tomato sandwiches.
I love tomato sandwich. I really do. I grew up on those.
They're all very Southern. They have a different pace. If you know anything about that, they all talk soft Southern accents, and they all do talk like this. And you can just see my wife like fucking going crazy because she's like, oh my gosh, like speed it up. And it's a whole day of, well, Kim, what have you been up to? And there's just no excitement in their lives.
We've got a pink lemonade. We've got regular lemonade.
Is like losing her mind. And they don't drink. They don't do anything like that. They're all Bible
they don't
thumpers.
Drink. What do they do
Nothing.
with their day?
Exactly.
No,
they eat. Food is their thing. They love to eat, so they'll eat. So that was when we went to Tennessee, and then a couple years ago we had it in Jacksonville at my cousin's house, and it was even worse. It was sitting around in his small living room. Nothing was going on. My wife's like, never again. Done with the reunions.
Aww.
So here I am in this tough spot, and my mom's got this thing where the older part of the family's dying off, and she's trying to keep the family together. It's her generation's thing now, trying to get everybody there. And yeah, I'm not showing up because Kim's like, I'm not going. Like sitting in Clemson and doing a bunch of nothing, I'm not doing it.
Does that bother you that she won't suck it up just for a couple days?
Yeah, we had a pretty good knockdown drag out about it on Saturday. Yeah, we fought because I was just like, look, I'm like, sometimes you got to suck it up because it's family.
And you would do it for her in a heartbeat.
Right, absolutely.
Would she be okay with you going just by yourself? Like I'm just going by myself for one day.
That's kind of what we got to, and I didn't think it was going to be that bad. But what had happened was my parents were down here for my birthday. It was about the second week of June. And we were just in the beginning stages of planning a trip to Savannah, the trip that I went on with my buddy.
Yes, you loved it.
I had a great time, but we drove to Savannah and spent like 4 days there. And I wasn't planning on telling my parents. And my mom and dad are here, and Kim throws it out, oh, can't wait, we're going to Savannah. Well, first thing I think, what's my mom going to think? We can't make it to Clemson for a family reunion, but we have no problem going for 4 days to Savannah, Georgia. And boy, I've been getting the guilt from my mom.
Well, of course you're gonna get guilt from my family would do the same exact thing. You can go to
So obviously she's like, I know it's important. Your family's not important to you, and you could care less about me or anyone else in the family, and it's all about your friends.
And your radio show is the devil. How dare you, Kevin?
All this kind of stuff.
Oh no.
So So it's next weekend, and I told my mom, like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just pop up and see it. And she's like, well, your starting airline ticket's gonna be $500. And I'm like, okay, so it is going to be a crap ton of money.
Where's Clemson?
South Carolina, and there's no easy way to fly in. You got to fly into like North Carolina, Greenville, and like then drive in, and so it's a pain in the ass. And I'm just like, okay, I might have to just suck it up and do it because if not, like it's just not going well.
Would the Queen be mad if I went with you? If you say Jaybird's gonna go along, he just always wanted to go out and see where
I don't think so, but I honestly don't know that you would want to sign up for this.
I don't know, man. You actually sold it to me. Eating sandwich, talking about.
He's so excited about tomato sandwiches.
Oh my God, people talk about the meal while they're eating the meal.
Well, to let you know, unfortunately, my cousin Philip, he's passed.
Well, I'll cut the tomatoes.
Okay. Yeah, he's passed.
You have a new.
Who's gonna cut the tomatoes?
Brother Bird. Bird is here.
A little bit of tomato and blood mixed in.
Hey, look, I would cut the shit out of those tomatoes for you guys.
Dude,
he's not going to be as good as Philip.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I appreciate that, but man, I don't think you fully understand the pace of Southerners, at least my family.
Kev, I'm going there for you. I don't, my comfort doesn't matter. I'm there to support you.
Okay.
Look at a different land.
I'll look into it. I'll start looking for flights. Now, the only thing is the reunion also does start like on Thursday, and my thing was, and then the thing that I'd suggested to Mom, I'm like, we have Blue Martini in Fort Lauderdale on Friday. I'm like, well, I could fly in maybe early Saturday. And she's like going, I don't really think $500 is a good investment for less than 24 hours. Goodbye. And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I'm like getting that kind of tone, that kind of attitude.
You're getting because she's a little upset. But the bottom line is if your ass showed up there on Saturday and you were there, she would be happy.
He's right.
Yeah.
I think you have to try to make every effort possible to go, even if it's just for that one day. Just you fly in early Saturday morning, you fly out Sunday afternoon.
I'm not at all trying to bring down the room, but Your parents aren't getting any younger. I
know.
lost my mom at the age of 62.
No, my mom just told me about her doctor visit this week, and she's like, well, I guess it's just the time in my life when my body falls apart. Not sure how much longer I'll have. So I'm like, so I'm getting all this.
Well,
Look, we've already lost Philip. How many more have to die before we can get you back up there?
I'm just saying. My mom was 62, and that was considered young. I think your parents are older. You just want to.
Yeah,
these are
70.
Yeah,
62 is really
that's
young.
and your parents are. I'm not saying they're going to get sick or anything, but you just never know.
Yeah.
And it is important that you do have those moments with your immediate family like that, the people that raised you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So probably gonna have to look in that. It's gonna cost a shit ton of money, but
sometimes it happens.
Sometimes
it does,
you gotta
man. I get the same stuff from my sister up in Oregon, and she knows that I have vacation in December, and I'm already getting the guilt. So you're coming up spending Christmas up here in Oregon, right?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Get your ticket now because it'll be cheap. Because you always complain about how expensive it is, and then I'm like, well, I got some stuff that's going down here. Oh, so it's gonna be another year. You don't see your sister. Okay, it's just there's guilt involved.
I know. Yeah.
I hear you,
You
man.
know how it goes.
It's never cheap. I just think it's one of those things in life you say, gotta fucking suck it up and pay.
Because you're right, because the pain that what I'm dealing with right now, the guilt.
It's not worth it, man.
And it's weighing on you like, yeah, you're right. And not to mention too, like the Queen's got some, plans. Hey, we're gonna go to this football game and check this out. And
if you broke it down, if you broke it down to the Queen and said, "Look, baby, this is so important to me. This really means a lot. Your support would mean the world to me. Could you please just for a day or two come up there with me? It would mean the world."
Yeah,
she would say no. Still,
no, she wouldn't go. And
really?
that was where the fight was. Yeah, and it's like because after the Jacksonville thing, where we did, we sat around. She's like, they don't plan on doing it. They just sit there. I'm like, I know,
but that's
it's just what they do.
That's not a good enough excuse.
I know. She's just like, yeah, that's her thing.
Does the Queen listen to the podcast?
No, she doesn't. No, and that's where the fight was. You can see why I was fighting, just saying, look, I'm like, you don't do ever shit for me. Like, this is all I'm asking, just this. And I wouldn't, so I'm like, all right, fuck it.
It's hard for us to be quiet when you tell us stories like this.
Yeah, well, it's like
I'm gonna have opinions on
this.
this.
Yeah, that's why I said, so and I got the opinion too. I'm like, it'd be nice. We're in this together. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's not going to be ultimately fun. It's not like the most fun thing you can do. We could definitely plan more fun trips with our money.
Do you or do you not do some shit that I'm sure you don't like to do that's uncomfortable and fucking awful for you that you help, with the Queen?
I'd like to think so, and she would probably say, well, name it. And I'm like, I don't know.
And you're under the gun.
That's usually what happens in the fight. And you're like,
you can't think of anything.
I don't know, but if it was reversed, I would like to think that I would do this. And,
I can think of a bunch of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. See, that's it, because I don't keep a scorecard in my head.
Right.
And you're not a fighting guy either.
You're
not a woman.
Guy.
You don't keep a scorecard.
I'm not a scorecard kind of guy. I'm just like, hey, go with the flow, and I understand.
But sometimes the go with the flow, which I really admire that kind of attitude, sometimes you can't always go with the flow.
I hear you.
But like you said, that you gotta
bite you in the ass.
Pick your battles. Do I really want to fight too? That's not fun
and
either.
That's just it. And that's where I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I ain't gonna fight about it. It's not worth it. I don't want you up there miserable.
What if you said this? What if you said, what do I have to do to make this pleasant for you? I'll do whatever I can to make this a transaction you walk away from and you're not mad at me. Is it an alternative trip that we plan in a few months? Us?
Honestly,
is there anything I can do to trade this trip out with you for when you know how important it is to me?
You gotta sing for your supper. It's so tiring, isn't it?
I hear you. It's a good suggestion, but no,
it's not gonna work. He's gonna sing for his supper and he's still not gonna get any supper.
Yeah, it wouldn't work here.
That's what sucks. Is you're trying and you're trying to communicate and talk and say this and that and make deals and compromises, and it's still
she'd be like, I'd take the trip anyway, and I'm still not going. So
that's frustrating, man. I don't know what to say.
So then that's when you just got to say, all right, I'm gonna break off. I'm gonna do my thing. And it's gonna cost some money, but I got to do what I got to do. I didn't think I was gonna, and I really wish my mom would have given me this kind of guilt about 3 months ago, so it'd have been easier getting my ticket. But I'm like, I think I'm going to be okay. And then I really think it was the Savannah thing that just pushed it over the edge.
Well, yeah, your mom's got a point. Your mom has a
You're going to
great point.
Savannah. You can come to Clemson.
Right.
Well, it's a family reunion. You need to go.
I know.
I wonder if Spirit Airlines flies there.
No, they don't. She tried. Yeah. So I'm going to have to just go. I think maybe it's Delta, and it's at least but whatever.
Can get you on a Greyhound a lot cheaper, but you're going to get there on Wednesday.
Yes.
No Southwest?
I don't know. I'll start looking probably today at tickets and seeing what I can do. And then, but the family, then they all start taking off Sunday morning. So it's pretty quick.
When you have things like that going on in your personal life, do you find it hard for you to do the show? Are you able to come in here and kind of block all that off? In fact, is work a little bit more of a distraction for you during this kind of times?
I block it off. I mean, keep in mind, like, this isn't like brand new. You know, Kim and I talked about that. We fought horribly the first year that we were married about a lot of things, you know, and then just after a while, I was like, you know, look, you're not doing any good. Like, you can't argue with this woman. You can't, fight with her. This is not going to happen.
But you also can't not go to your family reunion.
Right.
You can't ruin your life either.
You got to come up with ways to do it. In fact, I got mad at myself last Saturday because I'm usually pretty good at not taking the bait.
You didn't fight, but then you did on Saturday.
Well, a lot of people don't realize I have a horrible temper, and I know that. I've had it since I was a kid, and I realize it. I have a beast in me where I see red, and it's almost like you don't remember what you're doing. You'll say shit, you'll break shit, you'll whatever. You will destroy things. You turn into a monster, and I hate that part of me.
When pushed.
Yeah,
yes.
That's to that point.
Yes.
But you're not at all. That's not an uncommon thing. I think if enough people get pushed to where they're like, this is fucking awful and stupid, you're going to turn into an animal and a beast.
That's not you.
That's not you. That's not you. You don't have this rage within.
Super peaceful person.
Yeah, and I don't ever want to be that person. So yeah,
you don't like the way.
Yeah.
You don't like when you get. I'm the same way. When I get all mad and I scream and I throw something, I feel like such an asshole. Within 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my god, what did I just do? You have that immediate reaction too. You don't like the way it feels on you.
Right.
It goes against your natural feeling. And then when you calm down and you realize it, you're like, fuck, I really got mad. Why did I do that? I understand it.
So I like when I can catch my emotions and be like, okay, Kev, yes, this is making you upset. Yes, you think it would be right for her to suck it up, take one for the team, make this investment, understand it's important to me. It should be important to her. You're not getting that feeling. It doesn't say a lot about your relationship. But you got to say, you know what? Put all that aside. Say your best thing to do is when she gives you that little bit of green light, say, if you want to go by yourself, go by yourself. Then say, okay, cool. And then go get your ticket, no matter what it costs, and say, it's something I got to do. I got to stay loyal to my parents. See, both your parents live here, Your mom lives in my garage. So, it's like you see them all the time.
Apples and oranges, baby.
Right.
You get a whole different perspective.
Yeah, my parents are in Ohio, and I don't get to see them hardly ever. So I got to take advantage of it. So I'm going to do it, and that's just really going to be
And you work pretty hard too, I think.
Yeah.
I think you do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. And then sometimes
it's not like it's some pleasure trip.
Well, it's not like
you're like, woohoo, yeah, Clemson.
And it's not like you're some douche guy too that's like, fuck this shit and like I'm gonna fucking you really do try to compromise. Unless you're fucking snowing me in Virginia, which you're not, because we've seen you. You're that way. Mm-hmm. You're a peaceful dude, but I wouldn't feel bad about having that anger beast in you. That's with all of us.
Sure.
That is with all of us.
That's kind of what I, tell myself. I'm like, I think we all probably wouldn't push to that level, but you just gotta, okay.
But it's good that you try to at least cut off that beast when you feel it starting to. That's a tough thing when you're an emotional thing. I mean, I really struggle with that. If someone hits me in a button, that hurts, and I'm in that moment. Yeah. It's very hard for me to go, be peaceful and talk to this person. I'm like, what the fuck does that shit mean? Fuck that. It's very easy. It's not an easy thing to calm that shit down when you're in it.
I don't remember a lot of things, but I keep track. The last time that we had like a real knockdown drag out in a blowout was January. So I'm like averaging one about every 6 months. Able to cool myself down.
Do you remember what that was about?
I do. We had tickets. Somebody had given us tickets for the Florida State-Michigan game.
Okay.
And, my son goes to Michigan. They were playing at Dolphin Stadium.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we had it there. My son Cannon loves football, and he loves all that kind of stuff. And he was excited to go. And so we had the tickets that somebody gave to us. And I was talking to the Queen, and she gave the tickets to some of Colin's friends that were coming down. And I told Cannon, and he started crying, and he was horribly upset. And then that made me upset. I'm like, how could you do that to him? Like, who are these kids and whatever? Like, we promised Cannon he would get to go into the game. And so
was it an accident that she gave him, or did she?
No, she just said,
why?
He'll be fine. She's like, don't worry, he doesn't need to go into the game. And so that's where, and I was defending him, and I got horribly upset because I'm there and I see the tears in his eyes, and as you would, and I just just let it go.
See, it's kind of weird because I feel when you bring these stories in, I can't. It's weird for us to just kind of sit back and listen. So you tell your story, and I feel like I give my opinion, but then I feel weird if is the queen gonna get mad that I'm offering my opinion? I get scared about that.
Yeah, I hear you, and it's.
But I can't sit back.
Gabriel's scared of a lot of women.
You tell me that I want to defend you because I know you, and you don't deserve that kind of behavior.
Right.
You're a good husband, and you're a good dude, and you're a good father, and I want to see good things for you.
And when it's all said and done, I mean, like you're talking about with your turd of a stepbrother, whatever, half brother, that's where you just say, look, I can control me.
Right.
And that's all I can do. When it all boils down to this, I'm not happy. Obviously, I completely and passionately disagree with, her decisions on things. But when it's all said and done, I remember my kids. And I'm like, put a good face forward for them. Be there for them. Try to give them as good and stable of a house as you possibly can, and just be the best dude you possibly can, because that's all you can control.
Because I'm not trying to, I'm not here trying to bash anybody in your family or anything. I'm just reacting to what you're telling me, and I think it sucks because you're not a guy that you're not a guy that really expresses your feelings a lot as it is. I mean, you do on the show, but when you open up like this, it's clearly bothering you. There's no way you would talk about this stuff if it didn't bother you.
Yeah, it
does.
So
there's a part that's hurting in you, and I think that hurts us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, that's good. I mean, obviously, you guys are like my best friends, and so it's nice to be able to come in here and vent it out a little bit and talk about it. And sometimes, too, when you get other people's perspective and things like that, it either helps validate or it gives you maybe a different perspective on it. And then sometimes, like you said, you just got to say, hey, look, you deal with people in your life that are completely wrong on some things. And that is frustrating sometimes when you know yourself to be right and believe that you are completely on the side of right and there's no other way of looking at it.
I tell this to Magnolia a lot, and it's really hard to do in actual practice. Don't let other people change you.
Yeah.
You got to be you.
Right.
You got to do what's in your heart and what you think is the right thing to do. And if other people want to do the wrong thing or they want to act squirrely or weird, don't let them change you.
Right. That's why I get mad at myself.
That's the hardest thing.
When I get that mad and I blow up, I'm like,
because you let her change you.
But here's the thing that you got to realize: you are your environment, and if your environment is, you're struggling with, there's some tension there. At a certain point, you're gonna snap, and you're not talking about a brother-in-law that lives thousands and thousands, or an uncle, or whoever that person was, half brother. You're talking about someone you live with that you share a bed with. That's way different of a situation, and it's hard to block out something that's in your face like that. It's tough.
It is. No, it is. It is a challenge, and then it's hard then to not carry those feelings along in your relationship. And have kind of those feelings of resentment, because Kim is not like an open individual. She's not going to sit down and talk about her feelings. She's not going to, we're not going to have those kind of conversations.
Resentment starts to breed too if something does go down and people are unapologetic, or they don't even just wanting to me, when people
You're
are
not going to get that I'm sorry that you would like to get.
That is important. People need to hear that. Even if you don't agree, someone's got to say they're sorry to try to make peace. If someone fucks you over, whatever how you deem they fucked you over, and you don't get that apology, then you have to move on with that. That's still there. And it's going to grow.
Yeah. No, I hear you. No, it's tough. I mean, it is.
I'm not saying anything you don't know.
Yeah, and like I said, when I realized, and I'm in this marriage, and I'm in the person I'm married to, I'm like going, I am a radically different person. I would say for the better. It made me mature really quickly, and it made me say, hey, you better learn a lot of things about human nature and about yourself and how to maneuver through what's a challenging relationship. You better get it together, bud. And so it's like and it's an ongoing process. Like I said, we've been together a while, and I'm not all the way there. Do you and Panda have fights like this where you're struggling and you're I mean, I know you have some tiffs, everybody does, but is there a layer of pain?
No, I mean, in my first marriage, it was awful, but
because you and Panda seem like you get along really well.
Me and Panda are super, super chill. We don't have fights. We're very, very lucky. I mean, sure, everybody gets on each other's nerves.
Everybody does.
But I'm lucky that I can talk to him and he talks back to me. It's important to have that communication. It would be really tough if Panda would say to me, "Nope, I don't want to talk about stuff."
Or I'm not going to go.
It'd be really hard.
I'm not going just because.
It just sucks because if you can't work things out and you can't compromise if one person isn't willing to play.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is. It's challenging stuff. So.
Well, at least hopefully you feel a little bit better talking about it. I hope it doesn't cause more problems than good.
No,
that's not what I'm trying to do here.
She's not checking this stuff out. And honestly, the good thing about her with her is a lot of times she doesn't care anyway. You know, if you could have, you know, a lot of times I could bring in and be like going, I've got 100 people out of 100 people that agree with me. She'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
That's got to be just infuriating, though. Holy fuck.
Like, not going to sway me.
That's kind of how my mom was.
Yeah.
My mom.
I do not give a fuck.
My mom was kind of the same way. If you could march in 100 people saying, this is how it is. If she didn't think it or didn't want to agree with it.
You are wrong. You are wrong.
And
okay.
She might even know. My mom might even know she's wrong, but would not admit. She just won't give it up.
Right.
So,
that's where you just got to say, okay.
So where are you now? You think you're just probably go by yourself?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm going to probably, you know, and people really kind of solidified that for me because I was on. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I just let my mom, you know, I don't know.
No. You got to go, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to go and see what I can do and try to find the cheapest. And people actually text in some stuff like Southwest is having major sales right now. You can fly to South Carolina and then drive into Clemson. There's a couple different ways to do that.
I downloaded this app called Hopper.
Yeah.
It's got a little bunny as the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And what it lets you do is let you watch flights.
Yeah.
And see, like, it'll tell you, because I was watching that San Antonio flight. I was trying to see, okay, when is the price going up? When is it going down? So I don't buy it at the wrong time. It kind of guides you and helps you. So you put in where you want to go, where you want to fly out of, when you want to go.
Yeah.
And then it'll tell you, don't buy your tickets now, wait, or buy your tickets now. It's not going to get lower than this.
Oh, cool. You know what? I'll take some of the people's suggestions and try to help me out because I'm a novice when it comes to that. You know, whenever we fly anywhere, the Queen books all the tickets, and so
it's tricky because you can really overpay.
Yeah. So that'd be great. The most money I can save, the better.
And I'm just having fun, you know, inviting myself, going to you. But if you want to you want to make the bird herd happen, we can make the bird herd happen.
Never know. I might, my man.
I think that would cause problems.
Yeah. My parents will love you.
No, I'm not talking about that side.
Yeah, I probably would here. Yeah.
Maybe down here.
Maybe down here. So there you go. So when you got problems, what do? You drink. Yeah.
Oh, buy this man a beer, please.
Yeah, you need a beer. Let's get some beer going tonight.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. 7 o'clock, Blue Martini, Boca Town Center. We'll see you there. Tomorrow we will be, just so you know, we're going to be starting at 5 o'clock at the second session of the Palm Beach Summer Beer Fest. Just because we got to do double Ds after that. That starts at 9 o'clock. Guy and girl competition for the sexy mechanical bull riding contest.
Ow!
Yeah.
You know what? This is actually serious advice. Stretch out before you get on the bull. Stretch your legs and your hammies out. I pulled my hamstring so bad the last time we did this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advice from a veteran.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to give a quick shout out to Michelle from Coral Springs? Her and her daughter Nivea listen to the show pretty much every day.
Oh, yeah. I think I know them.
Yeah. It's her 13th birthday today, too. So happy birthday there, Nivea.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. She said she especially loves the drinking after the show podcast.
And she's 13?
The mom does.
Oh,
yes.
the mom does. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good question. Yeah, and she said maybe she'll be at Blue Martini tonight. So,
okay, bring it
see
on.
you.
That'd be great.
Okay, well, you all have an amazing weekend. Hopefully we'll see you out someplace. If not, we're back here on Monday. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.